Salam Aleik. Good morning, afternoon, Munir.
Walaikum assalam. Good morning to you as well. Hopefully today I will not be banned by the end of the video or kicked out in the middle of my sentence as I was yesterday. But forgive
People
and
were
forget, I
starting to
guess.
chirp, man. People were saying, get this guy off the air. Get this guy off the air. So I had to intervene and pull the plug.
Indeed. Then I don't know what to say. I'll have to start behaving on these videos.
Have you do you watch I don't know if it's different there. Sports talk shows. I'll show you here. I put a little TV in the office here. So I have one of these on pretty much throughout the day. And usually they're debating something and it's very animated and it's very like, no, how can you say that Ronaldo is better than Messi? And it's just, it's very like, ah,
Pump. Yeah. We have a when you say over here, I guess you mean Europe as a whole because Bosnia is too small for a comparison. But if you ask Europe as a whole, we have a lot of different types of those sport talks.
you guys have color TVs over there, right?
Oh, we do. It's more difficult to steal our TVs. They're like drilled in the wall, so it's a little bit difficult
Yeah,
to just take them and run with them.
yeah. Okay, let's get into the day yesterday. Recap the day for us, please.
Yesterday was a roller coaster, but for a lot of our drivers, a good roller coaster. Sadly, in the beginning of the day, we were not booking as many loads, but then we made some changes, and by the end of the day, we managed to book 51 loads yesterday. Yesterday, money-wise, let's put it like that, was one of the best days in a while. Let me go back a little bit while we're doing this, and I'll tell you since when. Since February 26th. So yesterday was the best day money-wise for our drivers. It's February 26th. 39 of our drivers have been booked with the average load pay around $850. That's a really cool statistic right there. Our bid win ratio was 9.22. We're rising a little bit compared to what we had before. Last week we had everything was 7 or 8, and then Friday was 9. But we're rising. Hopefully today we can go over 10 again. So it's very exciting yesterday for for many of our drivers and for some of our drivers that are still waiting or have been relocating from some areas yesterday because they delivered. We got your back and hopefully we'll book you as soon as possible today. So all to all, I would say a refresher of a day compared to some days that we had before. And if you remember, Aldine, I messaged you sometimes in the middle of the day, and I told you, "Oh, it's a tough today." But then after that statement, kinda we started getting momentum and we booked some loads.
Yeah, we had a system issue that we fixed halfway through the day that was preventing us from seeing loads that pick up the next day. So when we fixed that, that's when the big shift happened. And that's why yesterday we booked 39 drivers, but we booked 51 loads because we also booked a lot of loads that pick up either today or just after their current load. Whereas in the past couple weeks, we've been booking very close to same number of drivers as loads, which again just means that we were not booking very many of these future loads. Overall, it's awesome to see that change, and yeah, hopefully it continues in that line and that trend. Another
Hopefully,
quick
yeah.
update, man. Azra was testing some of these auto dialer services for the brokerage, and she made a call and set up an appointment for today with a company that has some full truckloads, flatbeds, and some expedite stuff. So we have a
Nice,
meeting with them and we'll see how that goes. So super excited
nice,
about that.
nice. Love to hear it.
Yeah, that's the future. I mean, that's the future. The biggest problem we have with our fleet is we continue to rely on brokers, to give us loads. And some of those brokers are very good, companies with good structure. And then others are only care about the cheapest price and really they don't care about quality at all. So if we can go out and get some of our own customers, I mean, I think any customer we get will impress them with what we bring to the table. So I think from that angle, retaining them will be easy. But it's a very competitive market to bring in customers. Um, so the other thing, man, that I've been working on is these driver orientations, and part of it is teaching people how to use Milestone. And in doing that, I could make a 2-hour video and still not fully explain the different logic and the different options and everything, or I can make a 15-minute video and just a quick run through. And it's a very hard balance, because the app is so powerful. Um, and it has such a big effect on your earnings, on your week, on your work. So one thing I was given a suggestion was in these videos we make, kind of have a segment where we dive into different dispatch settings and just in general helping people optimize their earnings. One in particular that I feel is grossly underutilized is the available later feature, right? Um, where drivers can set their future availability dates. In particular, on Fridays when people are home, or Saturdays when they're home and they go out of service and then they come back in service when Monday rolls around. Well, how much better, how much smarter would it be to just on Friday set future availability for Monday, and then our staff is looking for loads all of Friday, all of Saturday, and all of Sunday, with obviously, a decent chance to book you versus you being out of service all that time and then on Monday having to wait for, half the day to get booked or something. What are your thoughts?
Drivers should definitely utilize the system that we have created, especially what you said, future availability, what we call future availability or available later, not just on Fridays. They should use that all the time, meaning that they should track their own well-being and sleep schedule and everything else, and taking that into account, setting up their available later um, um, thing in the app. Now I know a lot of good BHX driver, amazing BHX drivers. They're always available. They're always available even when they're tired. And I always tell them it's better for them to strategize in that sense, to move their availability couple of hours in the future after they deliver, or while they're in transit, so they don't end up getting booked and then we have a problem on the next load, and their safety is in a problem, I guess. So 100%.
Yeah, I mean, instead of going out of service in general, people should use that available later as much as possible if the goal is to maximize the earnings. So even at night, if you want to shut down for the day, rather than going out of service and then putting yourself in service tomorrow when you wake up, it's much smarter to just put yourself available later for 8 a.m. tomorrow, or 9 or 10 or whatever. And then our staff is looking for loads. Now, some people say, well, I don't know when I'll be ready. What do you advise in that case? If they say, I don't know when I'll be ready.
Well,
If people say, I don't know
it's
when I'll
case
wake
by
up, man, I
case.
don't know if I'll be ready at 6 or if I'll be ready at 7. So I don't know when, I'll just let you know tomorrow.
Yeah, it's in that sense, I guess it's case by case. We need to speak with the driver to see deeper what he means by that. I don't know when I will be ready, but still,
If
if you
people
said, I don't
say,
know,
Munir, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to sleep. I don't know when I'll be ready in the morning, so I'll just let you know tomorrow.
so we're gonna miss out on every load that comes up in the morning and afternoon tomorrow. What do you say we put you for 12 p.m.? Are you gonna wake up by 12 p.m.?
Right. So that's where I was going with it. I mean, instead of just being out of service, 12 is an extreme example, but then most people wake up by 8 or 9 or 10. So I would still push for us to put something in there because remember, if we put you in service that for loads that pick up after 10 a.m., today at 7 p.m., then we've got a whole, 12 hours to book you or whatever amount of hours it might be. And then we won't book you for anything that picks up before then. And the same thing for a weekend, man. If you know you'll be ready on Monday, then we just put yourself available Monday, and then we're gonna be looking for loads, and then Monday morning you'll have a load waiting for you, rather than having to waste half the day or sometimes a whole day. Um, we'll just cover that one for today, and we'll continue to kind of make this a frequent. Because here's the thing, I think a lot of people they know. Um, they know the settings that are available, but they don't know in which scenarios to use them in. So I think that's the thing. It's our job to break down the scenarios and explain that to them. Um, the other thing, man, that we were talking about earlier is some new drivers we brought on and some problems um, that we've been having. Fill
Right.
fill peop fill us in on that.
Right. Here's the thing, guys. For all of you guys that are experienced in the industry and you know how everything goes, and especially the ones that have experience with BHX and understand our procedures, they know how fragile the relationship between carrier and a broker can be, and they know that one mishap can create a big hole in that relationship, and we might lose a customer or lose many loads for our drivers. When the driver is onboarded to BHX, we always say you have to, when you're in service or on a load, we need you to be available on call. We need you to be to understand that we can book you at any moment, or the situation on your load that you're picking up can change at any moment. So it's mandatory for you guys to have your phone on, audio on, for us to be able to reach you. Now, we had a driver in Florida yesterday who was waiting for a load for to get loaded for a longer period of time with number one BHX customer. It's not like we're working with someone who we don't know. We know that they're doing their best to resolve the issue, but he is waiting for a longer period of time, and he would be compensated for that wait time, of course, and paid um, respectfully. But he was supposed to get loaded yesterday around noon or something like that. And when the load got ready, we called him, no trace of a guy. We called him again. We called again. We called for an hour. We couldn't get a
Mm-hmm.
hold of him. We contacted the customer. We told him we cannot get a hold of our guy. We have our immediate recovery. We'll send it. He will be 2 hours late, but we will deliver the load. And we did that. We send the new guy in. Amazing driver, the recovery driver who was out of service, by the way. He was at home and he said, "Oh no problem. I'll help you guys." He picked up a load and I think he either delivered or I'm not sure right now. But the point is, the initial driver he never called back yesterday. Bedad tried to call him as well later on in the afternoon. He never called back. Now, this morning, he sent a message said, "Oh, why can I not get in service?" Do you guys understand this and how disrespectful this is and
Yeah, I mean,
how difficult this is for us?
I think that that's beyond, keep your phone charged and keep your volume on. I think that that's just a matter of work ethic, professionalism, professional courtesy, you know, uh, just that character of a person. And that's so hard to vet for those things, right? Because when we bring people into the company, they're working under our banner, man. They're representing us. Their actions directly reflect on us. Um, and those things are hard to vet. It's hard to identify a person who's gonna be of a certain type of character, and do those things. I can't speak on individual case. I mean, an individual case by case, there's a chance that someone's phone might have died or something, emergency happened or something. But generally speaking, I mean, I've done this long enough that I can confidently say that most of the time things like that happen. It isn't a matter of external thing. It's a matter of, this person just doesn't care. And really the thing is, man, we're talking about that. Um, there's companies out there when their ex drivers apply, we know what we're gonna get, and it's gonna be a good quality. And then there's other companies that if you see them as a place that this driver worked at for a long time, you can expect chaos, and you can expect, no discipline and questionable character and all of that. Um, so those are the things that, it's like, how do you attract good people? How do you attract people that'll care about the quality of their work?
Here's one
Especially
way,
like,
man. Sorry to interrupt, man. I kind of
yeah, just especially in this industry now that's just becoming more and more of the Wild West. There's no rhyme and reason anymore. There's drivers are running for 5 companies, there's just no training, no onboarding, no standard. It's just, whoever can offer the cheapest price, it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. That's kind of what the direction it's going. But
indeed.
that's gonna be short-lived, man. That's gonna be short-lived, and I think quality will prevail. But it's just for our side, how do we prevent ourselves from bringing in people that'll destroy it for everyone else, that'll burn the house down?
That's the thing, man. Here's the one way we have for all of our good, amazing, beautiful BHX drivers out there that've been with us for a longer period of time, that know how we function. We have a referral system. We want to award you for bringing in like-minded individuals such as yourself that are professional, that are good, that are respectful, good characteristics all over. You do that, we'll also pay a referral bonus to all of you guys who do. So please do that, and it is for us easier. And when we see that someone is referred by one of our BHX long-standing veteran drivers, it's a very quick process for them to get hired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool, man. Anything else you want to go over?
Yeah, not really. That's
You
about
know
it.
what I wanted to touch up on yesterday? Did we go over this? The YouTube comments from the prior videos where somebody was saying it was a funny one to me. I think I mentioned it yesterday. I don't know
You
why
didn't.
you keep saying that drivers don't understand why you keep saying that. Well, listen, man, the reason the reason we keep saying it is because we keep having conversations with drivers repeating the same thing. People, every time we book a load for 70 cents a mile out of Texas, people want to get on the phone and ask why and how, and it's not fair and it's not enough. And I mean, we understand it is what it is. We understand, we wish it was paid more and everything else, but the situation is what it is. And you either, live within it, accept it for what it is. And the reason we keep repeating it is because it keeps happening. So yeah.
Indeed.
All right, we'll conclude there.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody. Have a safe day.